Hey, Lobo fans, welcome inside the Lobo Lounge. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy. We're talking with Derek Warehime, the offensive coordinator and tight ends coach for New Mexico Lobo football. Derek, how are you doing?
Doing great. I think we're all doing about as well as we can right now, Robert, and enjoying the family time as much as we can, and still trying to do everything we can for the University of New Mexico's football program, and keeping communication up with our current players, with our staff, and trying to stay as organized as we can possibly be, and continue to stay as positive as we can be during this time. But I feel like our productivity has been good, and our level of communication with our current players has been fantastic. So I feel like we're in really good shape.
This is our first chance to talk in a format like this since your return to Albuquerque and the University of New Mexico. I want to say welcome back. And so far, with this brand new staff that's been put together under Coach Gonzalez, I know the energy's been incredible. What's it been like for you?
It's been incredible as well. The energy has been fantastic. The leadership under Coach Gonzalez has been second to none. The culture that he's created for us as the staff and for our current players is as good as I've ever been associated with. Our kids can come in the building. They receive high energy from their coaches, and Coach Gonzalez has done a great job of allowing our guys to be themselves, yet at the same time, follow the guidelines that he's put in front of us. And I think the results that our guys have seen thus far have been phenomenal. They speak for themselves. And the productivity that we've seen from day one to now has been pretty impressive. So it's been great. The energy level is really good. I know our guys are extremely eager to get back to Albuquerque and get back together and kind of pick up where we left off, because they were super excited towards the tail end of spring practice, kind of where the program was headed, and seeing the productivity and positivity coming from, the guidance under Coach Gonzalez.
Well, high praise for Coach Gonzalez and the culture around the UNM program. You spent the last two stops in your career at Houston and Texas under Tom Herman, and obviously tremendous success that he has had. That's amazing to hear that the energy and the culture here in Albuquerque match that or even exceed it. What have you guys done in terms of this being all sort of online, this virtual world that we're stuck in right now? Because to say that the football program is still on fire is probably an understatement, but it was natural that there might be a little loss in momentum because of what happened with COVID-19.
Yeah, we're kind of living in the world that you and I are in this conversation right now. We're living in. It all kind of looks like this. It's pretty constant throughout the day. Each day is organized meetings with our current players, organized meetings with guys that we're recruiting, organized meetings as a staff through Zoom, through FaceTime, through text. So we're kind of living on our devices throughout the day as best we can, and staying as organized as we can possibly stay. And the one thing I've learned in the leadership role that I'm in is how important it is to over-communicate, to make sure that everybody's on the same page and that we're all pulling the rope in the exact same direction. But because of that, and because of the time, effort, and energy that our staff is putting in, I believe that's why we're having this success from a recruiting standpoint, and continuing to get better in football, and challenging our players and them challenging us to continue to find new ways to be creative and push each other to be as good as we can possibly be, even though we don't see each other every day.
So, Derek, before the shelter in place happened, you had a chance to get reacclimated to Albuquerque. You were here in the early 2010s. Did you get back to some of your old haunts, and did you fall into your red or green habit?
Yes, we were able to get right back into the middle of it. It felt like we had never left. Definitely a green chili guy over red for me personally, but again, occasionally I'll go a little Christmas every once in a while just to change it up. But it has been a lot of fun getting back to a place where there is some familiarity, knowing the area, knowing the places to go, knowing the restaurants, knowing the shops, getting our family here and recognizing some old places that we used to spend a lot of time. And Albuquerque is so unique and different from other places that we lived. in that there's so many different things that you can do, and you can be outside, as you guys well know, almost every day of the year because the weather is phenomenal. So, yeah, it's been really fun getting back to a familiar place.
Yeah, you told me you and Coach Ruffett, Troy Ruffett, got to hit Frontier, one of our favorite spots. Now, you mentioned family at the start of our conversation. Let's wrap with this. You've had some extra family time, unusual in such a heavy recruiting period for you that you be home as much as you are. What are some of the things you guys have been able to do in some downtime in the evenings there at home?
Well, I mean, just first and foremost, just kind of waking up and eating breakfast together. You know, we don't even get to do that stuff very often, to be quite honest with you. So just little things like that have been fun, planning out meals. We went up to the Jemez Mountains this past weekend, just planning out some excursions and stuff to be able to go kind of check out Albuquerque and spend time together in that manner. You know, and then we'll have some occasional movie nights and things like that. And my girls are softball players and my son's into baseball, so we've been able to spend a ton of time just practicing and hitting and throwing. And my oldest daughter has a desire to be a pitcher in softball, so we've been able to spend a significant amount of time. And it's honestly been really fun just to have the chance to be around them and coach them and do some things that we don't normally get to do, especially this time of year when we're on the road, you know, for 5 or 6 straight weeks. So we've had a ton of fun together.
Well, congratulations on a great start for the Lobos under Coach Gonzalez. The Unmatched 21 hashtag is blowing up, and we see the commits coming left and right very early, too, which is so impressive. Keep up the great work, and thanks for being with us here in the Lobo Lounge.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Robert.
Offensive coordinator and tight ends coach for Lobo football, Derek Warehime. See you next time in the Lobo Lounge.